Hey guys, Mike here. So, oh boy, today was officially, as I told the members a minute ago, the 16th largest percent move up on the NASDAQ index in its history since I think it started in 1974, I believe. And so, we're going to go through that, but understand before I even start, I am suspending reality in this video. Yes, if you watched the end of my video last night, it's been a long time since you've been able to record some good news. So I am suspending reality of what's really happening in the economy right now with all the announcements coming out and all this stuff. That's gone for 24 hours. You get a 24-hour reprieve. So if you want some kind of smile or whatever on your face, you'll watch the video. If you want no kind of smile, just doom and gloomer, then you can turn the video off now. I totally get it. These kind of videos most people don't watch now. Believe it or not, shockingly, you would think they would, but they do not. And you can see right here, we got a lot to cover here, so I'm just going to get into it. As you can see, these are the largest daily changes in the NASDAQ in its history, right? And if you look down, you'll notice, what do you see here in these big percentage changes, right? We were in a crash in 01, crash 08, crash 2000, crash 08. All these are bear markets where you see these big moves, right? And these are huge. Okay, I think you're going to get a 10 to 14% at some point in time. But if you look, some of these, you're going to see, the reason why I think when we finally actually bottom out, you're going to see these, you see the biggest one-day moves when you're getting close to a bottom in the market. I didn't say today means that. I'm saying if you look in there, you'll see quite a few of these were when the bottom was actually coming in for the market. But you see right here, we ended the NASDAQ at like 7.24, something like that. So officially the 16th largest percentage one-day move, beating out April 18th, 2000, which was when they were close to the bottom. And let's just do a few laughs in here and say, here's the bears that loaded up on the shorts yesterday. They went, oh my God, oh boy, that hurt. And here is the bulls, baby. Get it, old papa. Let's go. That's the bulls right there. Oh yeah, get it. And I know there's people out there going, I missed it. This was it. Oh my God, right? And the FOMO starts and everybody, oh my God, that's what the bottom and I missed it. Again, I never say whether it is or it isn't, but I don't believe any bottom's coming in until you see oil roll over, because that's the history we have. But here's what you do. If you feel that way, all you got to do is go to any chart. Any chart you want to pull up of any tech stock or any of them. And you do this right here. Carvana is a prime example of what you see today, right? Dumpster fire company right now, been under fire, but look at the one day, up 33%. You're going, oh my God, I missed the bottom. I don't believe it. What are we going to do? And then go to year to date. And this is what will sober you up quickly. And you go, oh, okay. Year to date, even with a 33% move, the stock is down 96%. Okay? And it was one of those, everything rallied, right? I mean, everything, financials, what you name it, it was up. Surprisingly, with the dollar being as weak as it was, we'll get into, oil was barely up, which that was kind of surprising. But, you look travel, I guess we're getting on cruise ships like crazy all of a sudden. I mean, everybody's doing their thing, gold, precious metals, you throw a stock in there, it's green, right? Because they self it was the inverse. Those weren't green at all. But, all these beaten down stocks, and what was hilarious out of all of this was to watch, if you come through here, yes, the Chinese stocks and all that fun stuff, gaining back. Basically, a lot of stocks just gained back what they lost yesterday and then some. But here's the two that made me laugh the most. Affirm and Upstart both lost 20% yesterday, I believe it was, or something like that. And on their calls, they even said the reason why, because they're fintechs, people aren't taking loans out, right? Interest rates are really high. Well, the funny thing is, what's going to happen to interest rates? They're going to continue to go up, right? Even higher. And so that's what's hilarious about it. But that's lets you know, obviously, what's happening. Shorts are covering, people piling in, all this fun stuff. And, of course, are we going to move higher? Are we going to move lower? We'll have to see. Semiconductors crushing it, right and left. I mean, SOXL, the 3X leverage ETF, is up like 33% today, which is amazing. And then you go down the indexes, and you're like, holy cow. These indexes, I mean, look at RK. Remember it set a 52-week low yesterday and went below its 2020 numbers? Well, here's the FANG stocks, killing it. Meta has made a miraculous recovery from 85 or something. Big money moved into that one fast. And so the VIX still getting crushed, and look at the indexes. Oh, good Lord. And this was recorded early. These ended up like 7% on the time. I think like 3:30 to 4, they just started just pumping even more. And of course, what caused this? CPI came out, right? And let's just go to core, because that's the most important one. Here's the 1 month change, the 3 month change. You can see the 1 month boom, it dipped, as we've seen multiple times. The 3-month has been dipping for, let's see, a nice little decline over the last 4 reports now. And so we're moving in the right direction. June most likely was the peak. We'll still have to wait and see on that one, but that seems to be the case. But what also helped this big move, look at the put-call ratio. Hadn't been this high since 07, right? People were buying puts like crazy. I'm pretty sure after yesterday, with what happened to FTX and all that mess right there, people were really piling in and end up getting destroyed today, really. And the other one was the dollar. The dollar got crushed. I mean, we've been talking about this for the last few days, at breaking those trend lines, right? The support lines. And you see, you know, the RSI is not looking good for it. But we haven't seen this kind of weakness all year long from the dollar. I mean, this right here, it is big candles going down. You can see it got rejected right off that support line, which of course now is resistance for it. And at 8:30 when CPI hit, see you later. It went down, and it went down fast, and stocks just skyrocketed from like 0% to 3% immediately within the first minute of trading. Then you got the treasuries, 2-year, fell off a cliff. The 10-year fell off even more, which of course makes the inversions even deeper now, but we're not going to talk about that today because we're suspending reality. And of course, if you're getting out of this, please hit the like, subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Share the video. It helps with the algorithm, helps grow the channel, and I appreciate all you guys' support. And so all those factors tied into one. I mean, shorts were running for the hills today, trying to cover like crazy, right? And I mean, I've never, I guess it's been a long time, but I remember looking, I was doing the morning news brief, which by the way consisted of like one paragraph. Here's your CPI. How about we just stop here and let's just enjoy the day? Same thing I'm doing with this video. And everybody's like, sounds good. Because when I started looking through the news, I was like, nope, not even going to do it. Just enjoy the green. But I remember looking at the indexes, the NASDAQ at that point in time, the Qs were up like 0.3%. And I mean like that. Within less than 60 seconds, it was up over 3. In less than 60 seconds. It just rocketed. And then from there, who knew? I mean, you kind of had a feeling with the momentum that was swinging all day, like, they're going to push this thing. They're going to push this thing up, right? And so what does that mean going forward? Because here's the funny thing. When you look at the chart, buddy, look what's coming up. Here's the S&P, which is the big one you got to think about. We are only, what is that, 3.8% away from the edge of the descending channel we have been in for months, right? Since January, right? January 4th, I believe, is when we started this thing. And so that's nothing, right? Right there. And then what meets at that moment? We talked about this before. What meets? You got the 200-day moving average. You're going to have the huge gap that left, what was that, back in September, still is not filled, and then the golden pocket, all meeting basically in one spot, okay? And so that's going to be interesting to see, you know, which one's going to win out, the resistance or the support. What's going to happen? And so that's something we'll keep a close eye on. Now understand, shorts cover today. So, I mean, don't expect, don't get 2 back-to-back 7% rallies, right? We can still have a big rally tomorrow. We'll see. It's Friday. But still, I mean, you get these rallies in bear markets. I showed you, I mean, every single one of those, we're in a bear market. And another thing happened today, I've told you, like Dan Niles, I follow him on Twitter. You ought to follow him. But, you know, huge bear. And like you said, they had their best day today. Because yesterday, and I guess when you look back at it, it's true, he said yesterday was the best setup ever. But they had their best day of 2022 because when they saw that huge sell-off, and he knows how the market makers work and all the hedge fund and all that stuff. And so they went in and obviously put some orders in to go bullish. And he said a couple weeks ago, what did he say 3 weeks ago? He said, we're going to have a run-up. It's going to be a year-end rally, most likely, because it's been beaten down. And so he still expects this market to go up. And that's the big question, right? Like, wow, we fixing to break out of this channel we've been in for going on 11 months now? Is that what's fixing to happen? Or just widen the channel? What's fixing to happen here? Or the opposite? You don't know. But again, when you start to see bears bullish, right, you go, okay, that makes for interesting times. And he was right 3 or 4 weeks ago. And so, like he said, because he saw the CPI report coming last time, and it was hot. And the market tanked in the morning, and it just took off. Just totally ignored it, right? And so you're looking at that, and you're like, oh, okay. You know, again, we're going to keep things positive. I'm totally eliminating reality right now. But here's the good thing. 100% of the time, this is what you need to know, 100% of the time, even in bear markets like this, look at this. After midterm elections, which are pretty much done at this point in time, I mean, we'll figure out who's going to own what or whatever, but I mean, none of them do anything anyway. You look at this, from 6 months to 12 months, 100% of the time, it's positive. Okay, and of course, what I'm going to do, I'm going to focus on 2004 because that's the kind of market we're in now with internet and all kinds of algorithms and things like that, right? And you look at this, and I'm just going to focus on the 2 years that we were in a crash, okay? 2002 and then 2018 right there. That's when we were going down. And you look what happened. 3.5% 6 months later, 19% 12 months later, right? 2018, what was it 8.6% 6 months later, 12% 12 months later, okay? And that's what you need to focus on. And that's what I'm telling you. You got to find these stocks that are basing out, that are finding these ranges. Because if you look, a lot of those stocks that went up today, that I've covered before, and I have a category in the Discord that actually shows when stocks are basing out, range, and all that stuff. That right now, most of them just made it back up in the box because a lot of them were at the bottom, dropped out, like ARK, for example, dropped out, popped back up today. Will it hold? We'll see. And it's usually a big range they trade in. Okay, there's quite a few that are doing this. Okay. And so that's what you got to find. And then you got to figure, okay, when am I fine with dollar cost averaging in? Like that's really your key, right? And so, because understand, the market's going to rally. I just showed you that. These huge rallies. Enjoy it today. We just got to figure out where we're going to go from here. And you know where we're going to go? Where the market takes us, okay? Because understand, tomorrow I'm going to be bringing in reality again, talking about what the market's expecting as far as rates. What are we hearing from companies as far as what they're doing with employment right now? And something very important I want you to know about. And because people are saying, the economy is looking in bad shape, and maybe so, but I want you to understand what the lifeblood of the economy is and why it's holding up, okay? But it's something you got to watch closely so you understand that. But today, enjoy the green, enjoy the double-digit gains. Let's enjoy it because God knows and understand you haven't missed out on anything. It's okay if you're those people that are going, oh my God, I missed out. And the other thing I want you to learn to do, go Google this on YouTube. You can find it, or anywhere for that matter. Learn what a straddle is because I've done it the last 3 CPI reports and it works really well. Okay? Really well. You will make some money, so you'll feel good either way, even if you aren't in a whole bunch of stocks. Okay? Because you'll make good money. And the simplistic way to look at it is you're buying a call and you're buying a put. Right? One will lose almost 100% of value on a move like today, but the other one is going to be 3, 4, 5x. Okay? So it's going to by far outweigh the other one just lost 100%. So please look into that. It's a very easy thing to do. If somebody like me can do it, you can do it. Okay? So just FYI, not financial advice, of course, but just help yourself out, help your family out. Okay? So hope you guys have a good one. There's a positive video for everybody. Reality will be suspended or back in play tomorrow, and we'll go from there. Let me know in the comments what you think is going to happen tomorrow. I haven't done any research after days like today. What happens the next day? I'm sure there's a pattern to it. But anyway, I'm going to sleep good tonight. Made it through another, I guess, hurricane, tropical storm, wherever it was. I got a lot of yard work. You can't see that, but there's like huge branches everywhere down. But anyway, hit the like and subscribe button. Really appreciate it. If you want to join for the membership, $7.99 less than McDonald's combo right there in the description. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.